NPR has retracted an article that incorrectly reported that Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito was retiring, and the reporter behind the mistake, Nina Totenberg, is calling it the worst professional error of her more than 50-year career. The article appeared on Tuesday, stating that Justice Alito had announced his retirement from the nation's highest court. He had made no such announcement. A spokesman for the Supreme Court pushed back quickly, calling NPR's story inaccurate. By mid-morning, NPR had pulled the piece from its website and replaced it with a brief editor's note. Earlier today we erroneously published a story saying that Supreme Court Justice Samuel Alito was retiring. He has not announced his retirement and we have retracted the story. Thomas Evans, NPR's editor-in-chief, described what happened as a misunderstanding and confirmed that as soon as the error was discovered, the story was retracted, removed from NPR's website, and an on-air correction was broadcast. The story behind the story, though, is both embarrassingly simple and remarkably easy to understand. Totenberg, who is 82 years old and has spent more than 40 years covering the Supreme Court, left the courtroom early on Tuesday. When she stepped outside, she asked someone nearby what was happening inside. The answer she received was retirement announcements. She did not catch the plural, and assumed that Justice Alito was the one retiring. As she later said on NPR's All Things Considered, that assumption was something no reporter should ever do. She called it the worst professional mistake of her career. Totenberg took public responsibility on that same evening's broadcast. "There's no getting me off the hook," she said. She also wrote a personal letter of apology to Justice Alito, explaining how the misunderstanding came about. Part of what made the error spread so quickly is that NPR had a pre-written article ready to go. Journalists routinely prepare stories in advance for anticipated events, including the possible retirement of a long-serving Supreme Court justice. When Totenberg passed along what she believed to be confirmed news, NPR's executive editor, Krishnadev Kalamur, surfaced that pre-written piece and published it. The article did go through an extra layer of editing. NPR calls this process the backstop, a final review mechanism added in 2024 as a last line of defense against errors. But according to two people familiar with the process, because the article appeared to be based on a public announcement rather than a confidential source, editors did not take additional steps to independently verify the information before publishing. Totenberg realized something was wrong when she noticed no other news organizations were reporting the same story. She called Kalamur to flag the error, and NPR moved quickly to retract it. Evans said the mistake belonged to the institution, not just to Totenberg. "This is something we should learn from," he said. For a reporter who has defined Supreme Court journalism for a generation, the weight of the error is hard to overstate. One missed letter, the S at the end of the word announcements, set off a chain of events that ended with a false report of a Supreme Court retirement reaching millions of listeners. NPR now faces hard questions about how a story of this magnitude could have been published without any independent verification.